Aljamain Sterling's placement on the UFC 310 card is absolutely ridiculous when you look at it. Yes, the guy gets clowned, memed, poked fun at. It's very easy to joke about Aljamain Sterling based on his fight style and just generally his whole title reign at bantamweight. For this fight against Movsar Evloev to be where it's at, not even headlining the prelims, when you have on the main card 2 featherweight fights, which really mean nothing in comparison. To have 2 fights on the main card, both at featherweight, which really mean nothing. Like, yes, Dooho Choi Landwehr is going to be fireworks. That's a really, really intriguing fight. And the Kron Gracie Bryce Mitchell fight, will be hilarious and ridiculous in its own way. But to have those 2 guys higher up on the card than Aljamain Sterling and Movsar Evloev, when, this is almost a number 1 contenders fight. Like, the winner of this might fight Diego Lopez next before the belt. The guys are 1 or 2 wins away max from a title shot. And to have them where they are is, like I said, absolutely ridiculous. Aljamain Sterling has talked about, the disrespect from the brass, from the UFC. Like, this guy's a former champion. Yes, we know that the UFC is an entertainment business model. And at the end of the day, who sells the most tickets, who gets the most attention is going to get the better treatment. Evloev and Aljamain Sterling, objectively, not the most exciting guys to watch. It's just hard to view the UFC as, a real sport with rankings and order after stuff like this, because we've seen in the past guys go on 10 fight win streaks and not get a title shot. Aljamain Sterling, a former champion, like I said, moving up, great win on debut against Kader, but like I said, not very entertaining. And at the end of the day, we've seen it time and time again, the entertainment. If you have that it factor, like in the same division, look at Diego Lopez. That guy has that it factor, and do you ever see him on the prelims anymore? The way Aljamain Sterling handled that title reign, winning the belt by DQ and everything that came after that, I think just left a really bad taste in fans' mouth. And the amount of comments I've seen this week calling Aljamain the prelim fighter, get back to the prelims, Aljo. Like, it's almost ridiculous. It's crazy. Hey, the hate that this guy gets. Like, his style is his style. Beyond his style, the guy can be corny or goofy outside of the cage or whatever. But if you're putting together wins like he is, like, what more do you have to do to earn your spot? And Evloev, on the other hand, the guy's undefeated in the UFC. Like, the guy has rattled off so many wins now. Yes, does not have a finish. Does not have the most entertaining fight style, but he beat Diego Lopez. Like, Diego Lopez debuted against Evloev, who was supposed to have a high-ranked opponent, and look at how their 2 careers have panned out. Just goes to show you that even winning isn't enough. Like, yes, if these guys continue to win, Evloev and Sterling continue to put together names, it's going to be a Merab case. Merab is the perfect example of someone whose style isn't necessarily the most fan-friendly at times, but, he's starting to turn that around a little bit now. But the guy had to go through hell to get a title shot. It's so crazy how the UFC can just do this, feed these guys to the wolves, make them go through an absolute killer's row. And then someone like Kaya Sakura, a really exciting fighter debuting, from another organization. Look at him, the main event of this card, debuting into a title fight. So it is just another example, really, of how the UFC is a money-making machine. These guys really care, at the end of the day, about, like I said, who sells the most tickets. And as entertaining for us as that can be, with your Pereiras, McGregors, like all of the superstars that we have in the UFC. When it creates situations like this, it can be pretty rotten. So I can completely understand Aljamain Sterling's frustration. Like, he's a main card fighter. He is. The 2 fights that are ahead of him at featherweight, let's be real, they hold nothing compared to this fight. The severity that this fight has for the division it deserves to be on the main card 100%. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about this whole situation? Because regardless of what you think about Sterling as a person or as a fighter, Evloev as a fighter, I think we can all agree this matchup is high stakes and it deserves to have some eyes on it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would really, really appreciate that. And we will chat soon.